Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Casual Commodore Amiga. I am actually supposed to be making some gameplay videos, but I'm still working on some graphics and stuff for the background and stuff. In the meantime, I thought I would make a quick hardware video where I show you the inner workings and the connectors and stuff for the Amiga 500. Most of you probably know a lot about this, but some people may not. I know at least one that would like to know a bit more. Okay, so this is the connectors on the back, from left to right here. We have two joystick ports. This is joystick 1 and 2. Now, usually there is always a mouse connected to the first port and the joystick in the second port. That's like the norm. But of course, some games you have to use two joysticks, and maybe some games you have to use two mice. Then we have a stereo audio output, right and left channel. And we have a disk drive connector. Here you can connect up to 3 additional drives. You just daisy chain them together. We have a serial port and a parallel port for, I don't know, diverse peripherals. The power connector, RGB video out, which gives a very nice picture, and mono out. That is, I don't know, black and white composite. Let's call it that. I don't know if it's called something else when it's black and white. Monochrome, of course, mono. And we have one last connector here on the side. I don't know what it's called. Probably expansion port. That's what I'm gonna call it. This is used for like external hard drives and I don't know, some other stuff. And the action replay freezer I showed you in the last video also goes in this port. Okay, now I've stripped her down so she's all naked. And here I'm gonna talk a little bit about what the different chips do. Mind you, this is very rough information. I far from know everything about this. So yeah, now you know that. The Amiga line of computers has a lot of custom chips, which together is called a chipset. But first, we're gonna start with this one. This is ROM. That's the Kickstart, which is the first to spring into action when you first turn on the computer. Basically, what it does is that it checks if the hardware is okay and initializes the hardware and checks for bootable devices. That's roughly what it does. All right. The neighboring chip here is the CPU. It's a Motorola 68000, which runs at roughly 7 megahertz. Alright, up here we have the Denise chip. Denise's primary function is video, so it's the video chip, it's the graphics chip. Continuing down here, this is Paula. Paula has several functions, but its primary function is audio. The Amiga has 4 independent 8-bit sample sound channels. Alright, up here we have 2 CIA chips. I don't know too much about these. I know they primarily handle peripherals, stuff you connect to the Amiga on the back. They have other functions as well, but I don't know exactly what they are. Alright, down here we have Gary. Now, Gary, I didn't remember what Gary did, so I just looked it up. And I saw it's glue logic for bus controls. Yes, don't know what that means. But that's what that chip does, and probably other stuff as well. Alright, way down here at the bottom, we have 512 kilobytes of so-called chip memory. Chip memory is shared between the CPU and the chipset. You may notice that it says /1 megabyte. That's because you can actually upgrade it. You see up here this chip called the Fat Agnus that can address 1 megabyte of chip memory. So if you're crafty enough, you can solder some appropriate chips on down there and some other stuff right there in C23 and C22, and that is definitely not something that I'm gonna do. Alright, so you see right here, this is the expansion slot, and what you see there is another 512 kilobytes of memory, but that memory is not chip memory. That is a different kind of memory. Yes, that is called slow RAM. The built-in memory was called chip RAM, this is called slow RAM. I'm guessing it's because it's slower than the chip memory. I'm not really sure why it's called slow memory. That's some technical stuff. When I had the Amiga as a younger person, I always called it fast mem, because I seem to remember it's called fast mem in the operating system, but it's actually not really fast memory. Fast mem is, as far as I remember, it's something that can go directly to the CPU, independent of the chipset. But not this. No, that's just it's just some slow memory. But some games and some demos require that expansion, so it's there. So all in all, it has 1 megabyte of memory. And since we are already here, this is the built-in disk drive. As far as I remember, Amiga disks can hold 880 kilobytes. A little less when they are formatted. But certain games and demos use the disk tracks directly, so more data can be stored on the disk, which is pretty smart. So I guess this is about the end of this short video. I hope you enjoyed it, even though I'm not always good at explaining stuff and I don't know everything. Do subscribe for more videos like this and gameplay videos. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.